we hear a lot about CPO, co-packaged optics, right? People are talking about it, and it's kind of, some people kind of make it the be-all end-all, and a couple of things have been happening. One is it's taking longer, right? It's not happening, it's like the 5 years away from being 5 years away thing. It's not, it seems like there's a timeline, right? By the end of the decade. But you guys obviously address, it's modular, it's on chip, there's different ways to approach this. It's not just CPO, right? It's gonna be all the above, which you kind of called out, but I think it's like important that people hear that, because I hear a lot of people saying, oh, it's CPO. No, that's just one of the modalities to do optics.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about CPO in sort of a binary fashion, and the reality is it's a multitude of capabilities there. And really, there's different parts of the data center. There's how do we do co-packaged optics in scale out on the Ethernet fabric? How do we do it in scale up in the emerging scale up fabric? There's so many different ways of doing co-packaged and near packaged optics. And the way I think about it, and the way we think about it here at Marvell is, we're coming off of OFC, by the way, and I always think at OFC, at OFC you have these like physics, almost religious debates of this is the only way to do it, or that's the only way to do it, and for me to be right, everybody else has to be wrong. I just don't see the world that way. I think at Marvell we think all these technologies have a place, all these emerging technologies have a solution. Speaking of CPO, there's a big battle going on about which modulation technology is the best modulation technology, and I get asked that question all the time. At the end of the day, I don't think there is one best technology. We have EAM, MRM, MZM. We're using all of them. Marvell has teams working on all of them today. MZM we use today in our scale across. We're working on MRM with TSMC's Coop, and our Celestial AI acquisition brought in EAM technology. And we think that all these technologies will have applications in the data center, and it's important for us to hit all of them and to serve our customers.
And to be very, because you're getting a little technical there, and just for everyone that's not, but like all different modulations, right? And I think
all different modulations and technologies, and they take different laser types in some cases, which helps with supply chain capabilities. And as I said, we're even investing in new things like micro LED. I think you'll see an emergence of, and why is that? Because all of these are hard technical challenges that existing solutions won't solve. And so the industry, Marvell and the industry at large, is inventing new technologies to solve new problems. And I actually think there's opportunities within this giant TAM for many of these to be successful. And it's not sort of everybody else has to lose for one to win.
Yeah, I like that. I always say there's the words and or need to be used differently, because most of the time it's and. Going back to conversation we had a few times and just pivoting to kind of data centers and how they're being built, but there was this period of time where it was, it's GPUs.
Right.
And then custom came, right? And the idea was, there were certain people on stage talking regularly, it's gonna only be, and custom won't be a thing. And now I think it's widely accepted that custom is going to be a thing, and GPUs are gonna be a thing. And by the way, now with agents, CPUs have had a renaissance, because I think there was a report for a period of time that CPUs were dead. I mean, joking, but that kind of happened.
Right.
But data centers are being reimagined. I mean, and so as you're very involved, right? You're playing in the connectivity space, but you're also playing in the custom silicon space, and essentially your portfolio is capable of building most of what infrastructure is needed to stand up these next generation data centers. What are you seeing? Kind of how is that changing right now? How are data centers being designed differently?
So first of all, I think that is an excellent observation.
Thank you.
This and. Everybody wants to, hey, is it CPO or pluggables? It's CPO and pluggables. Hey, is it, this, EAM or MRM? It's and.
Yes.
Is it GPU or CPU? It's and. Is it custom or merchant? It's and.
Yep.
Across all of these things,
I'll
right?
take credit for that.
And ultimately, what you're seeing is the reason for that is that the applications. This is all driven by software.
Yep.
The software that's being built is changing at a dramatic rate right now, and so you can't just design an architecture that will be optimized for all of those things. There's a lot of different applications, a lot of different workloads, and the size of the TAM. You can think back, there was a world where it was one size fits all, where you just built x86 servers and you ran all your workloads. That's because the workloads were doable there, right? You could make everything work on an x86 server. These workloads that we've now come to imagine and are actually implementing, they don't work that way. They don't work on any one system, and nothing is optimized today. And we're working so hard to optimize and build all this infrastructure to optimize for that. So I think ultimately, it's probably the most exciting time in computer architecture since the late 80s or early 90s, where you're seeing this explosion of opportunities and you're seeing different ideas that are all being successful, back to the and we'll see how that all evolves in the coming months. But certainly I think from a custom perspective, we see that directly. We see the projects because these projects take time to come to fruition, and so we're seeing an explosion of projects. We're at a time of sort of like the architectures are diverging, not converging. They may converge again one day, but right now they're diverging, and you're seeing a multitude of new architectures coming out and pushing the data centers into new directions. And I think it's awesome. I mean, you're just seeing this innovation at its finest right now.